In the heart of Las Vegas, under the electric buzz of a sold-out crowd, a boxing legend stepped into the ring once more. Manny Pacquiao, the pride of the Philippines, with decades of accolades and a career that spanned generations, faced off against Yordenis Ugas of Cuba, a last-minute replacement turned formidable opponent. What was supposed to be a tune-up turned into a serious test. Ugas, with the WBA welterweight title on the line, wasn't here to just participate. He came to make a statement. From the opening bell, Pacquiao wasted no time showing flashes of his classic style. Bouncing on his toes, darting in and out, throwing fast flurries with that unmistakable southpaw rhythm, he looked to assert control early. Ugas, calm and stoic behind a high guard, stood tall and steady, jabbing to create distance and timing Pacquiao's entries. It was speed against timing, volume against precision. The early exchanges were fast-paced. Pacquiao peppered Ugas with quick jabs, looking to open up space for his signature straight left. He'd leap in, land 2 or 3 punches, then pivot out before Ugas could respond. But Ugas wasn't flustered. He remained poised, picking his moments, slipping under the barrage, and sneaking in sharp counter-rights. With every minute that passed, he began to read Pacquiao a little more clearly. By the second round, Ugas started asserting his jab, using it not only as a rangefinder but as a weapon to disrupt Pacquiao's rhythm. His longer reach and tight technique made it hard for Pacquiao to land cleanly. Still, Pacquiao surged forward, throwing combinations in bursts, trying to push the pace. The crowd fed off his aggression, cheering with every flurry, even if most of the punches were caught on Ugas's gloves. As the rounds unfolded, Ugas's confidence grew. He began mixing in powerful right hands, some looping, some straight down, the middle catching Pacquiao off guard. These weren't flashy shots, but they were clean and effective. Pacquiao, though relentless, started showing signs of frustration. He was working hard, throwing more punches, but landing fewer. Ugas, more economical, focused on timing and accuracy. His body work was particularly impactful, digging into Pacquiao's ribs and slowing his bounce. By the 4th round, it became a tactical battle. Pacquiao threw in volume, doubling and tripling up on the jab, looking for any opening. But Ugas, ever composed, stayed disciplined. His jab stayed in Pacquiao's face and the straight right began landing with consistency. Pacquiao tried to adjust. He feinted more, changed angles, and tried to catch Ugas off rhythm. But the Cuban fighter remained patient and precise. Midway through the fight, the momentum began to tilt. While Pacquiao remained aggressive, Ugas was landing the cleaner punches. A thudding right hand in the 6th round snapped Pacquiao's head back. A clear sign Ugas was taking control. He didn't chase the knockout. He didn't fight emotionally. He simply kept executing his game. Plan 1 jab, 1 body shot, and 1 counter at a time. Pacquiao's work rate didn't drop. Even in the 7th and 8th rounds, he surged forward, launching 5 and 6 punch combinations. Some found their mark, but most were absorbed or slipped. Ugas continued punishing the body and countering the head. He looked relaxed while Pacquiao appeared to be working overtime just to stay even. In the corner, Pacquiao's team urged him to keep up the pressure, sensing the round slipping away. And he responded like a warrior, throwing everything he had. But the accuracy wasn't there. Ugas's defense, a blend of textbook form and calm head movement, kept frustrating the Filipino icon. Pacquiao had moments, quick bursts of success that reminded fans of his prime, but they were fleeting. Ugas kept resetting the tempo. The 9th round brought another shift. Ugas, now fully settled, started landing right hands at will. One after the other, he timed Pacquiao's forward movement and landed flush. Pacquiao's face began to show the wear, his output still high, but with diminishing returns. Meanwhile, Ugas looked stronger, more confident and unfazed by the bright lights or the crowd's energy. As they entered the championship rounds, the crowd rallied behind Pacquiao, chanting his name, hoping to will him to a comeback. And Pacquiao responded, digging deep, throwing with heart, stepping into every punch. He landed some clean shots in the 10th, maybe his best round since the early part of the fight. But Ugas, undeterred, responded immediately with a body shot, followed by a snapping right hand up top, halting the momentum. The 11th round saw both fighters trading more frequently. Pacquiao, sensing the urgency, went for broke. His hands flew like lightning, still impressive even after 2 decades in the sport. But Ugas answered calmly with well-placed jabs and counters, his defense never breaking down. He never panicked, never got caught in a brawl, always returning fire with precision. In the 12th and final round, the entire arena stood, cheering for one last flurry, one last burst of magic. Pacquiao, blood on his cheek and fire in his heart, came out swinging. Ugas, composed and sharp, met him in the center of the ring and gave as good as he got. The final seconds were a flurry of exchanges, Pacquiao with speed and volume, Ugas with timing and power. It was a fitting end to a hard-fought battle. As the final bell sounded, both fighters raised their hands, but there was a different energy. Ugas, while respectful, knew he had executed his plan perfectly. Pacquiao, gracious as ever, embraced his opponent, knowing deep down that the night hadn't gone his way. When the scores were read, they confirmed what many had seen. A unanimous decision in favor of Yordenis Ugas. He had outboxed, outtimed, and outlasted a legend. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't controversial. It was a well-earned victory, the biggest of Ugas's career. The Cuban fighter stood tall, holding the WBA welterweight belt, his name now etched in boxing history. He had walked into the ring as the underdog and left as a champion, having bested one of the sport's most iconic figures. For Pacquiao, it was a night of reflection. A warrior to the very end, he gave the fans everything he had. And though he didn't win, he walked out with the dignity and respect of millions around the world. This fight wasn't just about a belt. It was about legacy, about proving something to oneself. Ugas proved he belonged at the top, and Pacquiao reminded everyone what it means to fight with heart, even when the odds are stacked. It was a clash of eras, and though the younger man emerged victorious, both fighters left the ring with honor. In boxing, nights like these are rare. A passing of the torch, a reminder of the sport's brutal beauty, and the stories written with every punch thrown. Ugas may have won the battle, but Pacquiao's legacy is eternal, and for the fans, this was a night they'll never forget.